doing now. Oh, okay, Barbara, no hammering. Okay, well, welcome back, everyone. Sorry I missed you guys last week. I was on a volunteer trip out of town in El Paso, but glad to be back. This is your last night. We hope that you have found all of these sessions helpful and help you grow your business, of course. I did send out again, or I thought I had previously, but the spreadsheet for what needs to be turned in to get your second half of the funding. If there are any questions, let me know. But it's business plan, 3 hours of small business advising, and that could be, and we even said the first night with anyone, even that was on any of these calls, if you worked with VR or the VBOC or any of those since the program started, you can use those as part of your advising. We do not recommend anybody, people in our other grants have tried to do 3 hours at once, and that could be overwhelming for everyone. So we prefer at least an hour, maybe not 3 at once. Your receipts all have to be paid. It has to be a paid invoice. If you did it on a credit card, you can show that you paid with that. Take off your credit card number. We don't need to see that information. If it was through, we've had people send some through PayPal, etc. We cannot pay any taxes, so make sure that is not included in anything. And then always make sure it goes over 2,500. 2,450 does not count. Our procurement will kick that right out. So make sure it can be anything over 2,500. Hello. Okay, so are there any questions on that before we get started? Okay, just reach out anytime if you have questions on any of that. And also, like Kelly, you had mentioned your business plan. So we can go in and look anytime. So if ever you want it read or someone to look at it, say, hey, can you look at my business plan? And we can go online and look at it. The important thing with that, we do want you to do the numbers in 3 years of financials. So with that, I won't keep us long. We have one of our favorites, VR Small, with us tonight. You met her on the first night, and she is we're gonna let her take it over now.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Good evening, ladies.
Good evening.
Let me make sure I can move
Good
through.
evening.
Good evening, everyone. Let me minimize this so we're not taking up the screen here. Awesome. So I'm VR Small with the Veteran Women's Enterprise Center. And let's see, is it letting us go through? And tonight we're going to be talking about the Partnership Advantage. It is a small business growth strategy where you're really going to look at how you can move from competition to collaboration. So of course, I want you guys to gain some insight on how to apply the Partnership Advantage to your business growth plan. Examine how some small business owners can transform competitors into collaborators. And this will create opportunities for you both locally, statewide, federally, and even if you're interested in global growth. And last but not least, we'll discuss some applicable strategies to recognize and develop a sustainable relationship that supports your company's vision, mission, culture, and clients. So let's just get on the same page about partnerships. Webster tells us that a partnership is 2 or more people who take part in some kind of common activity. It could be 2 or more people engaged in the same business enterprise and sharing its profits and risks. And last but not least, it could be 2 or more people associated with a business venture. So let's gain some insight on how you can use the Partnership Advantage. Number one, I hope you guys believe we are better together. Let me go back. We're better together. So what you're going to be looking for in the partnership advantage is synergy. Who do you have synergy with? You're looking for a very productive, collaborative relationship. So you think about who has kind of common clients and things that match up with what you're trying to do. And the partnership advantage is going to help you, it's going to help you save money. So let's talk about some of the collaborations at the conceptual level. One, you want to be conscious and aware of your costs. If you're going to get into a relationship, how much money are you willing to put into this? What's the cost for you? You're going to have to be willing to compromise, because now it's not just about you or your business, but you're bringing somebody else into it. I believe you got to care about your partners. You know, you can't just be in it for a very selfish motive. There needs to be a consensus on your strategies and a commitment to the process. And when we talk about the process, it's where both of you or two or three of you agree, this is what we're going to do. And as you're going through that process, nobody can decide, oh, this doesn't work for me. You know, I'm pulling out, because then everybody loses. So you got to make sure you all agree and you have some consensus on what you're going to do here. The value. You're going to increase your innovations. Hopefully you'll be able to multiply your networks, escalate your education, because you're going to learn from them, they're going to learn from you, reserve some resources, and literally strengthen your problem solving, because now it's not just you. And I don't know how many of you have teams in your organizations or in your company, but a lot of times as small business owners, we're kind of doing it by ourselves. And when you enter into these partnerships, now you have somebody else to bounce ideas off of. So here's a couple of ways that you can collaborate. Purchasing partnerships, joint ventures, partnering with a nonprofit, and the developing an informal alliance. I'm going to talk a little bit about each one of them. So I'm going to open this up so I can see you guys if you're still on screen here. So one of the things I want to ask you guys, when you look at this list here, and hopefully we can have a conversation, what do you see, or do you see any commonalities across these different headlines? GoPro and Red Bull, you know, Pottery Barn and Sherwin-Williams, BMW and Louis Vuitton. Any commonalities you see?
I feel like the market's the same.
Say it again.
Like the market is the same, or the industry.
There can be some similarity in that.
They go hand in hand. Like GoPro is, you know, the video, and Red Bull is for high active individuals. They're going to be drinking Red Bull probably while they're doing their GoPro videos. They like Pottery Barn, Pottery Barn and Sherwin-Williams. I never heard of Color Your Room, but Pottery Barn, Sherwin-Williams, and Color Your Room, I'm all thinking like home decor, paint. They all go hand in hand. And you said the other one was like Louis Vuitton and BMW?
Well, the second one is the name of their venture. So,
Okay.
So let me tell you a little bit about it here. And that's how you want to look at yours. So with GoPro, Kelly, you hit it on the nail. You know, GoPro doesn't just sell portable cameras. And Red Bull doesn't just sell energy drinks. They're selling a lifestyle. And so coming together to do a project is just kind of common sense for them. They're going to have some common clients. And the key word here for me is always going to be shared values. Their clients are going to have some shared values about how they think, how they see the world, and what they're trying to do. So pairing up, it just makes perfect sense. But they may not have the exact same clients. So now they get to expand their audience. So Color Your Room was the concept that Pottery Barn and Sherwin-Williams came up with. And they got together and they were able to help people go through this little program where they could match up the colors to what they were using in the other organization. And so again, they didn't have the exact same clients, but their clients kind of wanted some of the similar things. And it made really great sense for them to come together and create, and this was a one-time thing. So your partnership doesn't have to be, we're going to be together for the next 20 years. It could be a one-time project that you guys say, hey, let's try this out. Let's see if our clients are interested in something like this. And then with BMW and Louis Vuitton, they're both high-end luxury brands. And they are both kind of about travel. And Louis Vuitton did a specialized travel suitcase set for BMW that fits right into their trunk. And so people who bought BMWs could literally add this to their selection of things that they wanted. I want this Louis Vuitton, travel luggage set. So when you think about that, think about who do you know? Who are you working with? Who would you want to work with that makes sense, that has some brand, some shared value with your brand? Anybody you can think of? Anybody you've been wanting to partner with, or somebody you've been looking at and said, wow, I love what they do. How can I get connected with them?
I was thinking about for my,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was thinking about for my, I have a Mary Kay business and I go to someone every 2 weeks to get my lashes done. So I was thinking about maybe partnering with them to say, if you refer people to get a free facial from me, then I can refer my customers to come and get their lashes done from you.
Awesome. And the way that you guys want to look at this is you want to put something that's formalized that you can track. So you want to create some kind of card or some kind of social media post where you guys have decided for the next month, for the next 60 days, for the next 90 days, if someone makes a referral from X to you, they can also get Y from her. So it may be a discount that you're offering so you can track it. So you don't want to just say, oh, she referred X to me, because both of you want to make sure that, hey, I got something out of this and she got something out of this. So you might have got 10 referrals, but you also want to look at, did those referrals actually purchase from you? And she may have gotten 10 referrals from you, but did they actually get lashes? Or did they just kind of come in, get the overview, but then they didn't actually do the work? So you both want to track it in a way that you know whether or not you're getting any kind of benefit. And you can do this up to 4. So if you had somebody else that did nails, the 4 of you guys could get together and say, any referrals from us, that person gets 10% or 20%, or you guys can do a card punch, where once their card is punched from all of these different groups, they get something. And it could be some kind of gift package from all of you guys. But guess what happens? Now you're getting access to her customers. She's not giving you her list, but she's putting your information in front of her customers. And you're putting her information in front of your customers. And more than likely, they're not the exact same people. So now you just expand your audience just with that relationship. And depending on how big her audience and your audience is, that could be some good exposure. So you want to think about ways to do projects like these throughout the year. Somebody might actually be your competitor. Maybe it's another Mary Kay person, but maybe they focus on a certain thing in Mary Kay. So I don't know if you guys look at the whole thing. Do you do everything in Mary Kay? Maybe somebody does colors. Somebody else does, they're pushing their makeup. Somebody else is really focused on like their lipstick brands or something. And they sell that, like it goes like hot potatoes for them. So maybe there's an opportunity for you guys to do some collaborations where people get the whole package. The lipsticks, the makeup, the color match, the whole thing. And so even though that person is Mary Kay, you're not losing anything because their customers wasn't getting what you were offering anyway, at least not from them. But maybe they'll get it from you because you're bringing it with a different perspective. So don't just look at your competitors as competitors. Look at your competitors and think about, hey, are there ways we can collaborate? Do they have a strength where I have a weakness? And I can use that, my strength, to build up their weakness. You never know, down the line, you guys might merge. Or down the line, you may decide, I don't want to do this anymore. And they acquire a piece of your business because one, they know you, they work with you before, they know you have a quality product, they know you have a good base of clients. They're like, wow, yeah, if you don't want to do it anymore, Kimberly, I'll take it. And right there, you've got somebody to buy your business. So you're still making money because it was something you didn't want to do anymore, but you didn't just close your door. If you don't have those kind of relationships, now you got to go out and try to find somebody that's interested in buying what you have or interested in getting your product or your service. So these are just a few like high-end examples of big companies that have looked to their competitors or people in different industries and said, hey, how can we collaborate to build out our money and to build out our brand, to offer something we weren't offering before? Shared value.
Hey,
These are
VR.
also, I'm sorry.
We have a question in the comments from Kimberly. She wanted to know, is this if the client actually signs a contract or buys something, or only just sharing the information?
So this partnership agreement, if you're looking at doing a project, that's going to be B2B. So Kimberly, you're going to be getting with another business owner that does something different than you do. They may do it in your industry, but they may not do exactly what you do. So say if I'm IT, I may do cybersecurity, but somebody else does application development. So we may get together and do an offering to our clients where they can get both of our products through this one offering. Does that make sense? Does that help you understand what we're talking about? I didn't see.
Ma'am, I think we have the same like clients, same kind of markets. My executive assistant, my virtual assistant is through her company, and that's all she does is to organize virtual assistants. But a lot of the organizations I work with that I'm trying to develop need support and those virtual assistants. So I, have recommended some people, and I'm trying to figure out a good way to partner with her. I just didn't know, I like the idea, like you said, of combining and saying, if you work with both of us or you're both of our clients, you get a discount or some sort of, incentive. I guess, yeah, I just didn't know if when she sends someone over my way, is that credit, I guess, or should it be not until that person signs a contract with me?
So the way that you guys should set it up is think about having your own MOU between the two of you that outlines how your clients will engage with both of you. So you have maybe a referral system where you know who you're referring to her because they get a code. So she knows this person came from you because they use X, Y, and Z code. That's why I'm saying it needs to be formalized. And then you know anybody that came from her, because even if they never mention her name, any links or anything that's associated with your relationship with her is coded. So when it comes through to you, oh, this came from my colleague over here. And then you guys decide, what is the offering? Are you giving a discount? Are you doing something special for them? Do they get something down the line? But you agree on that in advance. So nobody starts doing something different in the middle. That's why I said before, you got to have consensus and you got to commit to the process. You don't change up in the middle. And I also said, try something short-term, like do 30 days, do 60 days, no more than a quarter. Because I'm going to talk to you about a couple other things around customer service and so forth. And even though her clients may need what you need, you guys may have some very different values. And when it comes to conflict and resolving stuff, you may find out you don't do things exactly the same way. So you want to make sure as you go through looking at this relationship, it's not just she has some good clients that need you, but you guys have some shared values. So you may be the person who's the client's always right, and she may not be that way. So then when you send your clients to her, she doesn't treat them the way you treat them. And that could hurt you because you made the referral. So we're going to talk a little bit about that too, about how you're going to select these people and the kinds of things you want to talk through with them, just to make sure you know who you're getting in bed with. Okay? I wanted to talk a little bit about this because a lot of people in the beauty industry and other industries think they got to wait for somebody else to come up with a way for them to increase their buying power. You don't. If you're in an industry where you need to buy something and you're getting priced out, you need to start networking and finding out who else buys what you buy. And you guys can start your own purchasing network, your own local partnership. And then you sign an agreement. Again, it always has to be business. You always have to have your stuff in writing so you don't run into no legal issues if somebody takes your money and run. And you say, okay, we're all gonna buy these things together. So instead of me buying 1,000, we're now buying 10,000. Well, of course, you're gonna get a better rate. Or 5,000, you're gonna get a better rate. But you can't look for other people to figure out the solution for you. Sometimes you just have to take the lead. So these are just some of the different groups that have gotten together and said, hey, look, we need to start a cooperative. We need to figure out how we can buy together and increase our buying power so that we buy our stuff for less. You can either give that back to your clients or keep it in your pocket. It's totally up to you. These are just a couple, and I'm going to throw all three of them up, but these are just a couple of ways that big corporations partner with nonprofits. And I was just talking to a client today, and I'm going to tell you what I told her. Your main move needs to be building your revenues. And I know almost every female business owners that I know wants to give back in some way or another. That's just who we are. But until you start having revenues where the give back that you're giving makes an impact, you're kind of selling yourself short. And there's nothing wrong with going back. So say you get to the end of the year and you did 30,000 or you did 20,000. You say, you know what? I want to give 10% back. That $1,000 check is going to be more impactful than a $100 check, giving 10% on everything you sell. And that organization is going to be able to do more. So focus in on building your business, because the bigger you get, the bigger impact you can have with the dollars you want to give back to the community. So build your business first and then do these kinds of collaborations. As you can see, most of these groups have foundations because they're big, they've got money. And now they can take that money and put it back in the community and be impactful. And you don't have to be as giant as they are, but you want to get stabilized. You want to really have a sound foundation for yourself before you start trying to help anybody else. Grow your business. And I know everybody doesn't agree with that, but I'm telling you, you're in business to make money, and then always find a way, if you can, to give back. But start with you. And you can always look back at the end of the year and say, hey, I've got X in profits. And that's where you should be taking money from anyway, your profits, not just yourself. So at the end of the year, you've done your taxes. You say, I've got X in profits. I'm going to give back blank percentage of my profits. And you decide who you're going to give it to. And that's going to be more impactful than these little squiggles of money here and there. That's going to make a much bigger difference to the people you're trying to help. The other thing I want to remind you is that there are so many local meetup groups. There are probably some in your industry, probably some for entrepreneurs, some for women, some for veterans. Use your informal alliances to build your audience and build relationships. There are a huge virtual community now after COVID. And also be a networker and pay it forward. So the bottom line is here, use your network. Because in America, it is so true. I hate it, but it's true. People do business with people that they know and that they get to like. So you gotta be out there letting people get to know you about your product and your service, and then giving them the opportunity to develop a relationship with you so that they feel comfortable with you. So they can say, you know what? I know Kelly, I know her product, I've seen her thing, and I really like her too. And if people like you, they want to help you. You come top of mind, opposed to somebody that just kind of knows you. They don't really have any feeling for you. They don't have any real relationship for you. They're not going to be pulling things out of a bag for you. But if they like you, and I don't like this, don't get it twisted, but it is what it is. Then if they like you, they're going to do a little bit more for you. And that's going to build your social capital. And in America, social capital is almost just as valuable as your financial capital. So you got to have it. And you want to build it up. So when you look at the factors around doing this, one of the good things is you're going to combine complementary services, like what you were talking about, Kimberly, to enhance the overall customer experience, to enhance the overall customer experience. You might want to do the creation of products that are exclusive to your collaboration, meaning people can only get this. I think the other young lady was talking about the eyebrows. So you may do a collaboration that's only exclusive to your customers who have participated in 2 different things. So maybe they did a whole product line with you, so they can get a referral for her and get a discount. And for the eyelash girl, maybe they had to do 2 or 3 sessions with her, and now they can get a referral to you for a discount. You can bring in a high-end product if you're working with somebody who's a little bit more upscale. You may say, you know, I've been trying to do this, I've been wanting to do this, and I just wasn't sure if it was right for my clients, but I think it might be right for your clientele. Are you interested in this? Let's try it. And then a combination of 2 huge trends, 2 things that are just popping, one from you, one from her, and you guys say, look, and think about it this way. It's not just about joining forces for the customers. You're going to save money. Now you're doing 1 marketing campaign with Facebook instead of 2, because you're doing it for the both of you. Now you're printing out 1 marketing poster or product, but it's for both of you. So where you might have spent $500, now you only have to spend $250 because you guys are splitting the cost. So it's not just the audience, but it's also the saving of your revenues. And hopefully you're splitting the work. Who's designing it? Whose platform are you using? All of these things, you get to save some time, some money, and expand your audience by collaborating. So look at the big picture. Let's talk a little bit about what I was telling Kimberly about making sure you get the right person. So you're going to look at your mission, your vision, your cultural values, your client, and then your staff. So what is your mission? Ladies, there's only a few of you guys on. Let's have a conversation because I'm moving like the speed of light over here. So Kimberly, what's the mission for your organization? Or do you have one?
I have a mission statement that I'm changing because of my business plan, but my mission is to develop nonprofits that don't have a development team or a development staff so they can be self-sustaining.
Awesome. Kelly, what's your mission?
To enable businesses to empower women to breastfeed no matter her location.
Awesome. Anybody else willing to share their mission? I'm not seeing everybody on screen.
I can. This is Bernadine. I haven't developed the statement, but my mission is to provide high quality professional development to educators and business owners.
Awesome. Anyone else? Yeah.
My mission, this is Sharita, is to educate women on skincare products that will help them and also provide them an opportunity to open their own business.
Awesome. Simone?
Well, we help program directors concerned with the struggles of their international residents by providing customized training programs.
Awesome. So here's the thing. When you think about your mission, and this is your mission, so just give it some thought, your own thought. Your mission is what you get up every day and do. So when you think about your mission, how you've written it, how you revise it, how you state it, your mission is, this is what we do. This is what we wake up in the morning to get done. What is that? And every day you go about doing it. And so you'll look at some of the corporate mission statements, and I don't have it in this particular presentation, but I'll usually show you a couple of corporate mission statements and ask you, is this corporation actually living their mission? And some of them are pretty lofty. To be the premier eating facility, for people. And McDonald's has a very lofty one. Nordstrom has a pretty lofty mission statement. Amazon, people usually know their mission statement when they see it. But your mission statement should speak to you, but also what you do. And it should be something, when you think about it, that you can state it off the top of your head. So you shouldn't have to go to your paper to read it. You should just know it because you're living it. The other thing is your vision. Your vision is long-term. I always tell my clients, when you start your business, start with the end in mind. Because then when you do all of your market research, you can look at it and say, hey, can this business actually achieve my ultimate goal? Now, whether that is building legacy for your family, building a multi-million-dollar, multi-location buildings, creating a franchise, or just starting a business that you ultimately want to sell and make money off of. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what's the end result? Why are you really in this? And what do you ultimately plan to do with your business? So your vision should be telling you down the road, 10, 15, some people even 20 years down the road, this is what this company will ultimately achieve. And every year, you should be making some progress toward that. So you should be thinking, how do I get to my vision based on my mission? So whether it's every year, every 3 years, or every 5 years, we do X. And at the end of that period, you should be able to say, we're now this much closer to our vision. Because your vision is what excites you. Your vision is what everybody gets excited about. Like, this is where they're going. This is what this company is going to do. You're not doing it now, but we're getting on board because that's what you're going to do. Did anybody see the Facebook movie about Mark Zuckerberg and all them? So anyway, if you saw the movie, they got everybody excited about the vision, what this particular application could do. People are like, whoa, man, nobody's doing that. We want to be a part of that. So you want to get people excited about ultimately, what is the impact your company is going to have? What are you going to do? Why would an investor want to get involved with you? Why does a client want to get on your train? Where are you going that your competitor's not going? What makes you different? There's somebody out there doing something similar to what you do, but what makes you different? And a good piece of that is where you're going. Yeah, these people do such and such and such, but they don't have the vision we have because we're going to do blank. And that could be a part of what makes you unique. So if you're working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. Because it's like your mission, you wake up doing it, your vision drives you. Every time you think about what it is that you're ultimately trying to achieve, you get reignited. You get re-excited. You get passionate all over again. Just thinking about, oh man, today, it doesn't matter if today didn't go right. I've got a bigger vision and I'm still on point. I'm still going to get there. That's what excites you and motivates you. Don't ever lose focus of your vision because there are going to be crazy hard days. There are going to be lost days. There are going to be days when the money doesn't happen like it's supposed to, but it's bigger than that day or that month or that quarter or even that year. You've got vision. And one little hiccup doesn't mess up the vision. It should just make you more passionate to achieve it. So you want to make sure that the other person you're partnering with is on mission with you. Do they have a mission? Are they just in it for the money? Are they really committed to the service? How do they see their clients? Who are they? And what's their mission? And does it align with you? Because if it doesn't, that's going to be a problem. So something may look good. I say this in the nonprofit industry, and people say I'm crazy, but the truth is, all money ain't good money for us. It's not. Some people just want your clients to try to sell them something. We're not trying to sell our clients something, we're trying to help them. So if you're coming to the table, your motive needs to be the same as ours, to help the client. And if you make a sale, yay, but that's not the motive. And if the motive's wrong, The whole engagement's gonna be wrong. So what's the motive of the person you want to partner with? What drives them? And is it the same thing that drives you? So leadership, it's the capacity to translate vision into reality. You know where your vision is. How do you get me to understand it? How do you get me to buy into it? You need to understand how exciting vision can be and how people are motivated by vision. That your company has a vision. You're not just out here milly-willy, waking up every day hoping to achieve something, but you have an ultimate goal, a path that you're on. That, remember, I'm sure they told you when they talked to you about money, investors don't invest in your idea, they invest in you. You're the visionary. The idea you're pushing right now may not make it, but they believe in you. And they believe you are going to come up with something that will make it. So where's that vision that gets everybody excited that they want to get on your train and go where you're going? And think about that. Even businesses, I know nonprofits, we all have mission and vision, but a business can have a vision too. And a business should have a mission too. Because you're going places. You need to know where that place is you're going. And so your culture and your values is exactly what I said. Does this person treat your clients the way you treat your clients? Will you bend over backwards to keep a client happy? Will you refund something when you know really it's not your fault, but you just want that client to be happy? Think about how you treat your clients and how you want your clients to be treated. Is the person you're looking to partner with, do they have the same values? How do they treat their staff and how would they treat people in your team that partner with them? Do they yell and scream? Are they disrespectful? Are they short? Are they going to cause you to lose staff because you think this partnership is so lucrative that they think they can talk to your people any way they want to and your people like, I ain't having it? And now you start losing your team? You got to figure out the value of any relationship and watch people, because actions speak louder than words. People will tell you anything. They will look you in the eye and tell you anything, but watch them. Watch them. Are they sharing your stuff on social media? Are they including you in the stuff that they do? When opportunities arise, do they bring you onto the platform and let people know, hey, here's my partner over here? Or is it the other way around? Are you always the one bringing them on the platform, pushing out their stuff, and you're not paying attention? A partnership is both of you guys are giving and taking. You're giving and taking. It's a mutual thing. So make sure you're paying attention and you don't get yourself so caught up in something that looks good, but in the end, it's not really good for you. Watch. And again, short term, measure. Everybody here's a veteran, right? So you guys know all about corrective action, right? So that's what you're going to do. You're going to put it in place, but then you're going to pull back and analyze. Did this work? What are the pros and cons? And if we got cons, how do we reevaluate them and make them pros? But we're not just going to be running around like a little rat on that thing, hoping everything goes well. Or whatever it is, rat, roach, I don't know. But what is it that goes on the little
A gerbil, a hamster, not a rat.
No
to let
germs,
them
girl.
laugh. A rat.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You want to be in control of your situation. Let me tell you something. I don't want to deter you. There are amazing collaborative opportunities out there. I kid you not. And as women, sometimes we can be so isolating, so I can do it, that we don't take advantage of those opportunities. I watch guys over a beer make multi-$100 deals. Be like, man, you do that? Well, I need somebody to do that. Tomorrow they at their lawyer's office doing up a partnership and they don't went and got them a contract and they making money. And they don't care what Jack Bob Joe did over here. What they realize is that they have some opportunities here. You guys are familiar with WSB, Women-Owned Small Businesses through the SBA, that certification? Is anybody here certified? Okay, so I'm gonna recommend, I don't know what other people are telling you, because certification is free through the SBA, that you get certified. Because the Biden administration is serious about departments in the government doing set aside for women-owned small businesses and economically disadvantaged women-owned small businesses. And you want to read it because if you qualify for both, you want to apply for both. You will be able to either access a set aside or a sole source opportunity. But listen to this. These are not little contracts. So you might look at the contract and you can only do 30%. You don't put that contract down and go, oh, I can't do this because I can only do 30%. You look in your network and say, hey, who can do this other 70%? I need a real estate person. I need a marketing person. I need somebody that can do content. I need somebody out here that's going to do PR. I don't know what the other elements are. Maybe it's an IT contract and you only do one thing. Find some other women and they have to be WSB. That's why I keep telling you guys, you got to work together. You got to network. You got to get to know each other because it has to be another WSB. So it can't be one of your buddies. It can't be one of the guys. It's got to be another WOSB. So how many WOSBs do you know? You need to get certified and then you need to get connected. Because when that opportunity arises, I take 30% of 100 all day long. I take 20% of 100 all day. I don't leave no money on the table. I take 10% of 100. Pull me into the deal because that builds your capacity. You can write that on your resume and say, I was a part of this deal. It shows that you know how to work with the government because it's a government contract. It's building your capacity. And so you want to take all of those opportunities you can to show I've done this. I've worked on contracts with other people and I got a good evaluation. I did my part. So now you can trust me to take the lead over here or even do a bigger part. Don't turn your nose up at anything, ladies. Don't really, because money is money. And all of us have to start somewhere and it adds up. 50K over here, 75 over there, another 25 over here, that's 150. You only doing 50. Now you just got 150 with some little deals. It was 50, 75, 25. It wasn't a multi-million-dollar contract, but you more than doubled your revenues. $250,000 here. I know you want $1 million, but $250,000 is $1 million. So just keep working your network and you'll get there. But make sure your network is consistent with who you are, consistent with your cultures and your values. So you need to be self-aware. Who are you really? What are you really capable of? I'm not asking you to share with me. I'm just asking you to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. What can I really do? What do I really bring to the table? What do I really want? Those are your questions for you to answer, not to anybody else, just to you. Scale. Are you ready to grow? Are you ready to grow? Are you scared to grow? Some people say they're ready to grow, but they're scared. They sabotage their own opportunities, or they don't take opportunities with a million excuses. So are you ready to scale? Again, that's going to go back to that conversation with you in the mirror. Between you and yourself, nobody else. And openness to creativity. There is more than one way to do every single thing under the sun. Be flexible. Be nimble. Be open to new ways of doing things that may save you money, that may save you time, and that may make you more money. And last but not least, the ability to envision the future. Remember I told you, think about the end? Have you ever wanted something like in school, or like getting ready for graduation, or getting out of the military, or getting married? Think about the one time you envisioned the future as something you wanted to do, something that was exciting for you. You knew it was going to happen, but it was going to happen down the road. How excited was you? Because you could visualize what was going to happen in this instance. I mean, y'all look like y'all had no happy moments. I don't see no smiles on nobody's face. I'm like, whoa, whoa. I don't know who I'm talking to here. Like, you didn't have that wedding, that baby, that house you was gonna get, that graduation where you saw it. You knew it was coming. That's the same kind of vision you gotta have for your business. You cannot be scared. You cannot be iffy. You got to know in your soul where you're going with this and then follow your plan. And if you don't have a plan, get to writing it, because a business plan is not something you write and put on the shelf. Your business plan is your business strategy, and you should be looking at it every month minimally and going, am I on point? Am I working my marketing plan? Am I staying within my financial projections? Am I meeting my sales forecast? How am I lining up with my competitors? Have other people entered my industry that I need to be aware of? You got to constantly be on your game. You don't write it and put it on the shelf. You write it and you work it. You work it. And you break it into your pieces and you put each piece in a folder. And every time you look at it, you're going, am I on point? And if you're not on point, why not? Well, what am I doing wrong? How come I said I would do this and I would get this, but I didn't? Back to our corrective action. What do I need to change? Don't keep doing the same thing, getting the same results and wasting your money. What do you need to change? Then make that change. And make sure you create your circle of collaborators. These are going to be the people that got your back. And they better be some of these people on this platform. Get to know these ladies. Maybe they're not somebody you're going to do a collaborative relationship with, but you can make a referral. You guys might end up doing a workshop, sharing information. You might be part of a bigger conference and you guys all come together and say, hey, we're going to do this piece here. Think outside the box. It's not just about your product and service. It's about how do you get your names out there? How do you build your reputation? How do you take what you got and make it work for you? You guys have been together for how many weeks now? 5 weeks. Okay. All right, I want to hear a little bit about everybody's business. I'm not going to make anybody go first, just whoever wants to go first.
I can go first because I'm excited about my business, and I'm just like you reinvigorated like my spirit today, because I was down a little bit because I have, received some no's, but nonetheless, like I'm excited about my business. I have visioned my business in 2018 when I first started with just a tent. Like I just had a canopy tent. And so like I had a vision to, I want to be mobile. And then like my ultimate vision is to have a fleet of both mobile and portable innovative solutions for outdoor locations. But ultimately, like my vision is connect with the hospital system so we can get moms registered. So it's more than just me providing a service. I definitely want to collaborate with local hospitals and connect moms right then and there at birth to milk spaces in the community. And so I'm just excited. I do have an event coming up in October, but just hearing, what Patrick talked about I think it was last week or the week before last, it's just having me rethink my customer segment. So it's just having to do that over my mind. It is a little challenging, but nonetheless it's needed. But I'm very excited about my business and all the possibilities, and just keep moving forward to be of service in the community. Of course, I am a business, but at the same time, I do want to empower women, no matter where she is. but also help businesses become compliant in the federal and local legislation as relates to breastfeeding. And that's the main challenge I'm having now, is because breastfeeding legislation is fairly new. And it's just like they're just starting to put these policies in place for women in the workplace. But by extension, if you are an employer and you're having an event, you know, outdoors, you still need to provide a service or even consider the service to be compliant or considerate of your employees. And so I'm just trying to figure out, how can I translate that to businesses and not step on their toes? Because just working from like a federal standpoint, when you start talking about compliance, it's not so nice all the time. So I'm just trying to figure out, how can I develop my customer value proposition and convey it to them in nice terms, you know, so they don't get offensive when I'm speaking to them. And it's a win-win for them, and it's a win-win for, you know, the mothers that work for them or that may be attending their events. So that's where I'm at now. But I am very excited about MilkSpace. I hope you guys are excited about your business. But yeah, well, not you guys, you ladies. It's just, yeah, that's basically
Yeah,
it.
and you know what, Kelly? One of the things you may want to do is look at pairing up with one of the HR companies like ADP or Paycor, or even some of the smaller ones, because they talk policy. And so when they're talking to organizations about general HR policy, you can also be a part of that conversation to say, and here's another policy you may want to consider implementing within your organization or having available. So I'm not hitting you over the head with something or trying to sell you something. I'm just sharing with you what the policy is.
So
this is the policy, and here's some ways you can implement it in your organization. Every one of them won't be you. But you are one of the options. And that's what you want to do, is keep it very unbiased and give them all of their options, but you're educating rather than trying to sell your product. That's going to be an easier piece.
I think, and then I'll stop after this, but I think like with it coming from me, like I'm just Kelly in DFW. I'm like, who are you to tell me? But I have to connect with Department of Labor. You know, that was my former employer. I'm going to reach out to them in Wage and Hour, and we're going to have a conversation. Like, can I do a Q&A? Can we talk about something? But I know that's the vision. Like, I want to have a connection at the federal level, at the state level, so we can have these conversations. So they can show like, yes, like you still need to be in compliance, and this is a viable business that can help you be compliant. So I'm just thinking big in terms of that. But there's also the element of fear, like, are they going to want to talk to me? But I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. Like, what's the worst they can say is, no, Kelly, we're not going to do that. We're not going to talk about compliance, but I'm going to do it. Yeah.
So I'm going to say to all you guys, you should be and see yourself as an expert in your business. And if you're not, then you should be doing the lifelong learning and getting all the skills and the additional training that you feel you need to consider yourself your expert. And when you step out and talk about your business, step out with confidence. This is your business. You know it. You know it as well as anybody else. And when you're speaking, you are the expert in it. And don't shy away from that. Just go with that, because it's your business. And if you don't feel that way, how are you selling yourself? Why do I want to do business with you if you don't feel confident about your business? Be confident about what you're doing, what you're bringing to the table, and find ways to put yourself out there, to show yourself to be the expert, whether it's writing a blog or speaking at an event, you know, doing a workshop. How are you sharing your expertise with other people? And I know my time is running out, so I really still like to hear what everybody else is doing.
I can go. Next. So I'm doing Mary Kay as far as selling the products and also leadership. And I visualize myself driving the pink Cadillac. I visualize myself being a director, which I'm in DIQ right now. And if everything goes well, I'll be a director in September 1st. So I'm just, the 3 hours of business advising has really helped me out a lot. I've learned a lot from Miss Stephanie, and just, I have a Mary Kay seminar next week where we get our training and learning and everything. And during my downtime, I promised her that I would do my homework and the marketing, and what she also talked about speaking and doing speaking engagements, which I don't like speaking in front of large crowds, but I will do it to further my business. So I'm excited about the financials and just learning about profit and loss statements. I've never done that before. So I'm getting my business ready for the explosion. So
Awesome. I
excited.
see the vision, girl. Live it. Pink in that pink Cadillac. I saw who else?
I can go next. So this is Bernadine. I've really learned a lot these past few weeks. And so with my business, with professional development and listening to what you're saying right now, I have made a partnership with a national speaker. His name is Sean Brown. And he has a certain forte of things that he likes to speak on, but he knows that he needs to broaden those subjects, and I have those subjects. So I think it's just the grace of God. He has brought me on under his wing, and he is showing me all of his business, and he is putting me in front of all these meetings with everybody. So like you were talking about, you know, when he goes into meetings, he'll talk about his things and he'll say, hey, you know, here I brought my first trainer on, here's Bernadine, we're partnered together. She has all these other trainings. So he's given me his thousands and thousands of leads. So I'm riding his coattail right now, and he's like, take advantage of this. I'm letting you, you know, I'm giving you all of this. And I'm so humbled by it, because he's just an amazing speaker and all those things. In a couple of years, I just see myself hopefully at the level where he's at, because he's given me almost like 10 years of his following to me. Like, here you go. It's on a silver platter. And then at the same time, I'm helping him with more of his social media. I'm creating his flyers. I'm doing all that. So that's, you know, in return, that's what I give to him. It's like, I can do this, you know, while you did this for me. So, you know, in a few years, I just see myself being able to do this alone. He's also teaching me how to create an LMS system. And with that and how to create just different modules. We're doing all that together. So I'm just really excited with this opportunity. And again, that's just kind of like where I see myself in the next couple of years of being on my own.
So I heard you say a couple of times in a couple of years, So I'm just going to challenge you. Hey, put that stuff in writing. Do your SMART goals. And how are you going to turn these contacts into contracts? And how many are you committing to yourself that, hey, I'm not just going to let these opportunities slip through my finger and be overwhelmed by them and like just excited that I'm in the room. I'm going to turn this room into money. I'm going to generate revenue. So how many of those opportunities are you going to flip? And what does that look like specifically for you, whether it's new clients or revenues over the next year and the next year and the next year? So you know if you're hitting your goal. And you know if you're taking full advantage of this opportunity because you set some very specific goals about what you're going to do in the situation.
Yes, and I'm glad you said that. And so like when he has meetings, I sit there with the meetings with him too, and I've been able to get some, like I have a big keynote next Monday for my first time. Yay. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm blown away at how much they're paying me for 1 hour. I was just like, no way. But he's like, look, I get paid this for an hour. You can get paid this for an hour. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I spoke at this other conference, and I got a huge contract with the Children's Learning Institute and with University Health Systems for something that I created with this agency before. So I'm recreating it with them. So yes, I am actually, I am making sure that the way John Maxwell says it, I'm turning in free to fee.
Yes.
So yes. So yes, I am taking advantage of it. But at the same time, I do have to say that each day is also really scary, because coming from, working with an agency Monday through Friday, that check was there no matter what. And now it's like, ooh, okay, I know I'm going to have it till September. What do I do? So Yes, I'm taking your advice and making sure that I take advantage of those opportunities and monetize those opportunities.
And then make sure you do your cash flow budget, because you've got a big
Yeah.
win coming in. You don't want to spend
Mhm.
all that. So
Yes.
how are you going to manage that money? How are you going to put it back into your business? So you get some, but you also grow your business with that money, putting that back in as your retained earnings, the equity you're going to put back into your company. Big money coming in, but don't let it like go to your head and don't let it slip away.
Yeah.
How do you use that to continue to propel your business forward?
Mhm.
Awesome. Congratulations. Wishing you the very best.
Thank you.
Simone and Barbara and Kimberly. I didn't hear from Kimberly.
Okay, I'll speak. So I've been working with these international doctors who are trying to advance their graduate medical education here in the States. So individually, I help them to do the interview preparation as well as other things. With my grant money, I was able to start a Mighty Networks platform, which has it's a community and it also has courses as well. So yeah, so I kind of had it in a couple of different places, and now I have it all in this one beautiful place. I love Mighty Networks, by the way. I'll give you my referral link if you're interested. I really do love this platform. It makes it really easy. Everything is in one place. But I've been working with them for a few years. I've had, 60 confirmed matches for sure. And I think more that I just don't know about, but, that I directly coached. But now that they're in residency, I see they're still struggling, with communication issues. And, I've been really trying to build relationships through LinkedIn and through my previous clients to see what is going on once they hit residency. So they have these milestones that they're required to hit. And some of that is communication issues, and they struggle with it, honestly. And so I have a program already in place to actually help them with their spoken English for one, but also with communication skills like, patient-centered communication, things like
Right.
handling difficult situations, things like this. And I want to bring that now. So my focus, I want to switch it to program directors now instead of like individual residents. And I want to bring it, there's three residency, main residency programs here in Houston. So I'd like to start here, but really my vision is to take it on the road. I'd love to go around and do seminars. I really want to work on the road. That's my personal vision. But associated with that is just to get them, there's a lot of burnout out there. There's a lot of, this affects patient outcomes, honestly. And I feel like I have something special. There are some things out there, but they don't have the same understanding, I think, of this, population. And also being an English language specialist, I really understand those communication issues at a different level than, like some people teach the communication skills, but I can teach it to someone that English is not their first language. That's what's, I think, special about what I do. And so I'm looking forward to, making those connections. I feel like I have a really good presence online. I just need to make those networking, get out there and do the networking and figure out what they really need and want. And I know they need it. So my goal, my short-term goal is to become a women-owned business, veteran-owned business, and reach out to, these diversity supply managers and get vetted and kind of come at two different angles, right? Not just the program directors, but also kind of be in there as a vendor is what I'm hoping. Set there.
The other thing you might want to look at, Simone, is what you're talking about. They need it. Where is it documented? So you're already in the university arena. Look to see who's interested in studying communications. How are doctors communicating? How are international doctors settling in, connecting with their patient? Is there any are there any issues? Are they better? Are they worse? You know, what's going on there? And look to see who might be doing some research. There's nothing better than being able to travel the world and talk about research, the findings, and how you're taking those findings and using them to help doctors be better, because that is solidified. And so if somebody's already doing it and you bring the rest of the tools, you're bringing them the piece of the puzzle that they need to implement that research. And then collectively, you guys can issue that report and you can start running around letting people know how you, not only you don't think they need it, but you know for a fact they need it because you guys done this study. And you did it here, and you did it here, and you did it here. And this is what you found. And these are the strategies that help these doctors be better communicators, which give better outcomes for their clients because they understand what they're doing, and make for a better hospital experience because you had a better encounter with your doctor. So there's a lot of things that can go into that. So that's just one strategy, and along with the other ones that you already mentioned. And I think the last person was Kimberly. Is it Kimberly?
So sorry I had to run out earlier. My son let all the dogs out. But so yes, I'm excited about my business as well. And I will want to say thank you for just this opportunity to speak to you and just the opportunity with this program. It's been amazing. And so I'm very grateful and thankful for that. I've learned a lot. And you know, a piece of why I do what I do is because I combine social work with my skills of data analysis and evaluation. And so I have a lot of people that ask me how I can be a social worker and own my own business. And I don't think they understand that social work, I mean, every clinical social work problem or situation or organization falls under a larger system. And so I work to try to fix and develop those larger systems. And so, you know, I've heard you mention that there are a few other organizations that might be doing similar things, but what makes you unique? And I think that's one of the things that I really try to promote with my business is that, you know, I'm not just looking at developing your nonprofit or your agency because I'm good at business or because I'm good at organization, but because I'm looking at it through the lens of a single parent or of a social worker or a disabled veteran. And so I'm, you know, I have that compassion and I can do it more sustainable for you. So I am looking for different partnerships. I've had some big wins. I've had some challenges, but definitely some big wins. I never thought I would own a business, first generation business owner. Don't know, I've really a lot of mentors in the family, but I've gained a lot of mentors here and really nationally. And so, you know, I really want to start partnering. There are services that I can provide that I think others can provide. There's one organization who does just strictly evaluations and surveying. And so needs assessment and evaluations are huge in nonprofits. So if I could partner with him, he's already got some contracts in the works for the government, federal government. So I guess my biggest concern is I've had a partnership. Well, we worked together to develop a campaign about sexual assault awareness, and we signed NDAs, but the person kind of went off and started doing their own thing. So I put a lot of time and effort into that. And so I'm very kind of fearful, I guess, of partnerships. My biggest concern is like contracts. And I don't know if you have any contract templates, but I'm ready to start growing. It's just a matter of making sure I'm doing it as effectively as possible with some protection. So that's kind of where I'm at.
And a lot of people have bad experiences with partnerships. And that's why I say, one, you want it on paper, and two, you want it short term so you can really figure out, because like I said, people will say anything, but actions speak louder than words. And you want to see how people really work with you when you're in the game, when you're in the meat of what you're doing. And so you don't want to put all this back end stuff here and then people don't produce. They don't come with what they say they're going to do. So you definitely want to like try it out. 30 days, see how they do. You know, give them another maybe 60 days over here, see how they do. But don't throw all your eggs in the basket, because then you'll come away feeling like you felt that this person really wasn't on the same page you was around values and having a consistency and being committed to the process. And then you don't have the money to go sue them.
Right.
So then like, what are the
gives me hope.
consequences?
That gives me hope, because there's 2 independent contractors I hired to do some work, and one of them's great, but the other one, after she saw what I charge for what I do and the fees that I have, I agreed to give her 70 for and my business gets 30 for whatever project she works on. But now she wants like 80-20. And I was like, no, that's not going to happen. Like, you know, she even told me I can charge more because I'm a veteran, social worker, all these things. And I said, that's part of the 30%. Like, that's even kind of high, you know? And so I went through and I said, this is what we outlined in the contract. This is what we agreed to. My clients will say my clients, you know, da, da, da. And then she was like, well, I don't know if this is going to work, which is fine because, but it makes me feel better that I was able to identify that and acknowledge it and move forward. So that gives me some hope.
Absolutely. You guys, you're gonna all have challenges. But those challenges can be overcome. Don't let them become so overwhelming that they keep you from moving forward. Because you have big opportunities available to you. So don't become so scared and so fragile that it's like a relationship. And how many of us have been through how many relationships? So did you just give up and you're like, I'm never gonna have a relationship again? Maybe at one point you said that, but then you got over it. It's the same way with your business. You're going to have those bad situations that make you say, I'm never going to do this again. But then you realize and you want to step back and say, what did I do wrong? Did I not really give enough time to get to know this person? Did I not have this in writing properly? Did I not read the signs when this person was doing things that didn't work and I just kept ignoring it because I wanted it to work? Don't want anything to work so bad that you don't pay attention to the pros and cons and really say, hey, this is not working, and be able to step back. Don't want it so bad that you don't pay attention because you'll end up where you're at, Kim, where it's going to blow up in your face. So pay attention. All right, ladies, did you have any other questions for me? Did I have all of this time or am I over my time? What was the deal, Trace?
You're good till 7:30. Yep.
Oh, okay, so did you ladies have any other questions for me? You guys sound like you're doing some awesome work. I'm super excited for you. Your fields are so different, but that means there's so many opportunities for you to refer, for you to look at ways to do collaborative things that really spice up a workshop or an opportunity, because you're not all doing the same thing. So you're not overlapping each other. There's some really great opportunities here. Think outside the box, stretch your thought process, and look at these opportunities from a lot of different perspectives. We're all veterans and we tend to isolate. Please don't isolate after you leave here. Stay connected. Create your own little circle or group or something. And once a month, tap in with each other. Find out what each other's doing. Celebrate each other. Console each other. Somebody's going through some stuff. And then look for ways to collaborate. But don't lose connection because we do that all the time. And this is your opportunity to build that network. So stay connected. All right, I'm through jabbering. Any questions?
Great words, VR. I mean, in so many areas. And I'm thinking of Kelly now. There are no experts in the field. You can be it because it's brand new. It's like you have the best opportunity out there. So that is super exciting. And Bernadine, to speak, just to hear what everybody's saying and how far they've come. And Sharita, you said one of our favorite things, people don't like the financials, but oh my gosh, when we hear about what they're learning and what a difference it's made by going through that, I mean, I think we can see, and I'm sure Donna Lisa will agree, how far you guys have come in just a few weeks even, and the exciting things that are happening. I mean, we are so proud of you. And Simone, what you're doing. And if you ever need a referral in that area of someone else who does something similar as a partner, we know one if you're interested. Okay. And she happens to be in Houston as well. So I was like, what are the odds of that?
Is she a veteran? Just asking, is she a veteran?
No.
Oh, it's okay. Just
okay. And Kimberly, to see what you're coming up against too. And I mean, you guys are just awesome. I'm just really proud of everything in these few weeks. So thank you for, everything that you've said tonight, VR. And, one thing, and we have had these conversations before, and I wrote an article about it once too, about your competitors. Many times, and as a business owner, had been really beneficial to me. And sometimes maybe if you can't serve them, maybe the other person can, and you give a referral to them, but you're still great for your customer because they knew you took care of them. And I've seen some come together and go into business together. So it's kind of crazy. So you really need to look at competitors as, I mean, they're an opportunity to help you learn, to share, or again, they may as well refer someone to you when they can't meet with a client or something. So there's a lot of room for growth out there.
You guys are in a great place with TWU because I'm sure they've got some research going on. So just tapping into their different departments, doing your due diligence, your research to see what they're looking at, and seeing if there's opportunities to get in. Research really solidifies who you are and what you're doing, because it says, hey, we dug deep into this and we didn't just assume, we didn't just say or think, here are all the people we engaged and here's what we found out. And sometimes it's not what you assume, but that's the essence of research. It tells the true story. So you want to get in there and see, hey, what exactly can we find out? You know, there might be a mini book in this, more than just a white paper. There might be a book around a strategy that other people can use that you can share with them, an online course, and it just keeps building out. So look at all those opportunities that you have connected to TWU and all those different departments there that maybe tracing them can tie you guys into, that may be opportunities for business, opportunity for collaboration, opportunity for research. Huge university.
Yep.
And it's all women. So you guys, women helping women, that's what we're all about. So I'm sure they're going to be interested in finding a way to support you.
Yep. Also opportunity for interns.
Absolutely.
So,
Grab you an intern.
so, all right. Thank you, VR.
You're
Lisa, does
welcome.
the group know a lot about Women Rise? Because I feel like that camaraderie that happens during Women Rise might be something they'd be interested in.
Yeah, so the second Tuesday of every month, we have our monthly networking and professional development series. It is a hybrid event, so you do have the opportunity to attend in person as well as virtual. We do have a virtual networking component that happens before and after. And I believe if you are on our email list, you should be getting the events. It's a really great opportunity to connect with other women, to go ahead and extend that network, opportunities to create collaborations. So I will make sure that you get the next Women Rise. They're coming, we've got the Women Business Council Southwest that's coming in to talk about getting your women-owned certification. And then in September, we have Miralee Kick, who is a TWU alumna who created her business out of her MBA capstone project, Buzzballs, which are these like plastic little drinks that go by the pool, I guess. So we're having her in September. She'll be speaking.
Oh, she's a great speaker too.
Mhm.
She's a lot of fun.
How many of you guys are local at DFW? Just you, Kelly? Awesome. Okay, so I know you're out of Houston. Where's everybody else?
New Braunfels,
Kimberly? Where?
New Braunfels.
Oh, wow, okay. Who else?
I'm near Houston, Conroe.
Oh, okay. All right. My sister's in Conroe, out there by the Air Force Base.
Okay.
She's still, well, she's a reservist, but she's getting ready to retire, but she's out there with the Air Force Base. Kim, I know Kim had to step away. Is that it? So basically Houston, huh? Look at Houston in the house. Nice job, you guys. Nice job. All right. Well, it is 7:20. I don't know if Tracy has some more housekeeping for you guys. We have a local event. If you guys have people here in DFW, we're doing our Fit Fridays fitness, which is going to be July 29th. It'll be on site at our facility. It's a half day where you can come just for each hour session or for the whole half day. And they're going to be doing wealth planning. They're also going to be doing a business evaluation. And then they're going to be looking at budgeting, different strategies for budgeting. And then last but not least, they're going to be doing a one-on-one session with you. You can just talk about whatever it is that's really relevant to you. So that's going to be, we do that once a quarter. and we switch between Charles Schwab and JP Morgan Chase. And so this will be our Fifth Friday Financial Fitness. If you know anybody local, share. It's already up on our website, so you can just, send them to our website if they're interested in coming out and being a part.
Great. Thank you, VR. Donna Lisa, you can send that link out, right? With the video. Are you sending the video? We can send that out, VR.
Awesome.
All right.
All right,
thank-
ladies. Well, then I'm going to say good night. It's been so awesome meeting you. I wish you the best of luck. And if we can be of any assistance, social network, financial support, let us know. We'll do the best that we can. Tracy, guys, thank you so much for the invite. Great work you guys are doing. Everybody have a good night.
Bye, VR.
You
Bye-bye.
too, thank you.
All right. Donna Lisa, do you have anything for them?
I do not.
Okay. Well,
Can I ask a question?
yes.
How long do we have access to Live Plan?
And for the rest of your life, if you want it.
I was like, oh, because she was talking about, don't just put it on a shelf. And I was like, okay, like, how am I going to save this so that it'll make sense? But, oh, that's great. Fantastic.
Well, and yeah, and you can have it on there. Just be active. If you aren't active, it will go inactive, and you can reach out to us to resend it. But you can also download it as a PDF, and I think as a Microsoft Doc.
Yep.
As well. Or
One thing
Word.
about that, and I just want to encourage everybody here, if you get a chance to apply for the Adopt a Small Business by Intuit, with QuickBooks, I'm just finishing up with that, and it's fantastic. And so the Live Plan connects with my QuickBooks, and those financials are just boom, easy.
Yay. Well, we like to hear that. So before COVID, we bought laptops and with the intention of teaching QuickBooks. And so that's something for those of you new, we hope to be starting soon. We're going back through the process to get that started again. So, but it's great to hear that. Yeah, there are a lot of good things with the Live Plan, but I just love it when people say, oh, those financials. And I think it may have been in here. We had another program where someone had been in business for 7 years and didn't realize the value of the finances and realized she wasn't charging enough. And, I think, Bernadine, what you said earlier made me think of Patrick too. You can charge more, and people will pay for it. And I think you found that out, huh?
I did. And there's this person I listen to, he's motivating, but sometimes his language is a little out there, but his name is Dan Locke.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about charging more and having quality products that people want. And he has this one small clip, it's like maybe 2 minutes long, not even that, talking about this high-end umbrella. And everybody needs an umbrella. However, it's a high-end umbrella. So why would you pay $2,000 for an umbrella when you can get one for $5? And he explains why. Mm-hmm. And he teaches you how to sell your product at a high end, as a high-end quality product versus something that you could get every day. But his name is Dan Locke. And again, his language, he can throw some words out there sometimes. But what he says is just, it makes you really reevaluate how much you're charging.
Okay, great. That's a good one to look up. Thank you for sharing that. And even, if anyone's uncomfortable talking or not sure if you ever even want to practice with one of us or the small business advisor, reach out. I know every one of us would be happy to listen to a pitch, or as you're trying to talk about something or perfect it and just want somebody to hear it. Don't feel like this is the end of what we can do to help you with. I mean, we are always here to help in whatever way we can. So, if something's uncomfortable, I still keep thinking though, Kelly, with that, it's like, oh my God, this is so new. There is no expert. You can become the expert. And it's like, that's
Right.
exciting news.
Yeah. So, and just like when I was doing my market research, you know, I contacted Visit Dallas to see, hey, do you all, I talked to this, I think he's the CEO, the head man in charge. I was like, do you all have data on, you know, do events provide a service for feeding women? And his response was, no, we don't. And I don't know where you're going to get it from. So at that point, I was like, you know what? I need to be the data, you know, I need to collect the data. So it's the wheels are turning my brain. And I just need to compartmentalize like the business and then also like being the expert as well. So that is on my action items to do.
Right. Okay. Oh, but we're also proud of you. If there are any questions as you're going along or about getting your paperwork in for the second half of your funds, just reach out. It's real easy when you do that through Submittable because it sends it directly to the email, so we get it there. I don't mean to confuse you if I reply through there. I'm like, darn it, I can go back into Submittable. So, but if there are any questions on anything as you're going through, just let us know. And this second half of funding comes faster than the first because you're already set up in the system. All right. Okay. Well, thank you all so much. Have a
Thank
great
you
evening.
for the opportunity.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.